At the State House in Concord, few lawmakers have had as much influence over what legislation makes it to the governor's desk over the last decade than former State Senate President Chuck Morse. When it comes to education, he was right on top of the dollars and cents in every budget. And he takes exception to the idea that a lawsuit and a judge's ruling can dictate what the state should spend.
I've always had an opinion that unelected judges shouldn't be involved in the legislature. That decision that judge made would drive New Hampshire to an income tax.
But that judge found what the state is spending on education is inadequate under the Constitution. Even some of Morse's fellow Republicans are saying more needs to be done to help so-called property-poor towns, whose citizens can't afford the local tax rates necessary just to pay teachers a competitive wage. What do you do about the property-poor towns that are in such a bind right now?
Yeah, and I think that's where the legislature actually, worked well with the communities that need help. We stepped in, and I think that's the way the process has worked in our state, and we hear them. I mean, we certainly have paid attention to that, and communities like Berlin are a great example of what we should be talking about.
Morse says he'd take a similar budget-to-budget approach to higher ed funding as well. He's also a supporter of a more expansive parental bill of rights in education, and he wants to open the Education Freedom Account school choice program to all students, regardless of family income. As Senate President, Morse had a hand in passing the state law that bans the teaching of what some call divisive concepts, like the idea that one group of people is inherently discriminatory toward another. Morse says, as governor, he would defend that law against any repeal attempts.
I really do think we have to be very careful there. I mean, every child should have the same opportunity, and no child should be told that they're better than the next child. And I think that's what we tried to prove.
Adam Sexton, WMUR News 9.